ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله كما هو أهله الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا وطبيب قلوبنا شفيع ذنوبنا وسيدنا وسيد الثقلين جد الحسن والحسين أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد والصلاة والسلام على أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الغر الميامين المنتجبين المكرمين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد رحمة الله على أحبابهم وأصحابهم وشيعتهم ومحبيهم أجمعين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم وقاتليهم وظالميهم من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين أما بعد فقد قال الرحمن في كتاب الفرقان وقوله الحق وهو أصدق الصادقين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وما أتاكم الرسول فخذوه وما نهاكم عنه فانتهوا وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم إني تارك فيكم الثقلين كتاب الله وعترتي أهل بيتي ما إن تمسكتم بهما لن تضلوا بعدي أبدا اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As you all know, that the topic for today that I have been given is about the beliefs of Shia. That what are our beliefs, and it's so important to talk about beliefs because mostly we talk about actions. We talk about wajibat, our obligations, like how to pray and what is the importance of prayer, the fasting in the month of Ramadan, and all other obligations of the religion. We talk about that, and we stress upon all the obligations and actions, and we try to encourage everyone to be punctual in that and be regular in that. But sometimes we think that the beliefs are being ignored while we are stressing on the actions. So when you talk about a religion, if I may give you an example, that a religion is like a tree. And that tree has some branches and that tree has roots. So if the religion of Islam is like a tree, so the roots of religion that hold the tree are called usul-e-deen, roots of religion. And the branches that are visible, you can see them, are called furu-e-deen. Usul-e-deen, there's no action upon them. You have to believe in that. Furu-e-deen, you have to perform action. And if you keep that balance between both of these, alhamdulillah, the success is there. There's no doubt about the success as long as we are believing in all those that we supposed to believe and then performing all the actions. And if I may summarize the whole religion of Islam, there are usul-e-deen, there are furu-e-deen, and then there are ethics, akhlaqiyat. This whole comprises the whole religion. But sometimes when we feel that our faith is becoming weak, or aqidah is not strong enough, or sometimes we are stressing too much on the obligations and prayers, but when the faith is weak, you don't get that fruit and you don't get the result from your actions. Why? Because the aqidah, the faith, the belief is not strong enough. And if the tree is not strong, if you see a tree is there in your backyard and you see that the branches of tree are falling apart, they are not strong enough, they are coming down. So what are you going to do? You're not going to give water to the branches to make that tree strong, to make that tree become alive again. What are you going to do? Put the water in the branches, not in the branches but in the roots. So to make a tree alive again, you have to water the roots, not the branches. So if we think that sometimes our actions are getting weaker, we are not, praying the 5 times prayer, we are not getting along with the religion, we are not moving forward in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so the actions are becoming weaker and weaker. What should we do? Should we stress on the actions or should we take care of the roots? Because the actions are the branches, the roots of religion are usul-e-deen, the beliefs. So if the actions are not strong enough, it means that our belief has to be looked over again. There is something wrong with the belief. Maybe my belief is not strong enough. That's why I'm not moving forward with my actions. So that is the reason that we have chosen this topic to talk about Shia beliefs. And then there's another reason to talk about that, because with the passage of time, there is so much going on, especially with the social media and with this technology and all that. Every single thing is, when you just put it on the social media, it spreads around. A lot of rumors are there that the beliefs of Shia are not good enough. Shia don't believe in Tawheed. Shias are not Mawahid. Shia do not believe in monotheism. Then sometimes there is attack on our belief that Shia of Ahlul Bayt, they give too much importance to Ahlul Bayt, and especially Amirul Mu'mineen, and they raise and elevate the status of Amirul Mu'mineen even higher than the status of the Rasulullah, or higher than the status of other prophets. And then because of some people, not Shia, there's another rumor and then there's another attack that we have to face. And they say that sometimes some of the groups, they call their Amirul Mu'mineen is their Rabb and their Khaliq and their Razik, and it's all there. It's not that it's something hidden. So that's a second reason that we need to address these issues, that what are our beliefs? Are we clear in that? Do we know that what our beliefs are? Are we strong in our beliefs? Are we clear, or we are in the state of doubt? Sometimes you see that many of our children are confused. They go to school, they listen something else, they hear something else, they see something else. But when they come home, they see something different. So they are confused that, is really we have one God? What is this Trinity, the concept of Trinity? And sometimes when we do not spend enough time with our children and we do not especially make enough extra arrangements, extraordinary arrangements, I'm just thinking about one of the stories that Shahid Mutahari writes in his book. Before the Holy Prophet moved to Medina, there were 2 big major tribes in Medina, Aus and Khazraj. Both of these big tribes, major tribes, they were worshipping idols. There was no concept of Islam, there was no concept of monotheism. So in Medina, both of these major tribes were in Medina. And around those tribes on the side of Medina, there were some tribes of Jews who used to live there, Banu Qurayza, and the other tribes, Banu Nuzair, they were over there in Medina. So, because at that time there was no message of Islam before the Holy Prophet had moved there. So those people, those worshippers of the idols, their children used to go towards those Jews, and the children used to pray together, and they used to have their programs together. So these were the idol worshippers, Aus and Khazraj, Banu Nuzair, Banu Qurayza, those were the Jews. So these people, the idol worshippers, when they went there, the children went there, they were impressed by their religion, because at least they had a divine book, there was a revealed book. The Jews, at least they had a religion and they had a book. So these people were impressed by that. So the children, originally they were idol worshippers, but when they were interacted with those, they started changing their beliefs. So at one time when the Holy Prophet got finally into Medina, most of those idol worshippers, they were converted into Judaism. So most of those people had lost their original religion and they were converted into something else. So the Holy Prophet started preaching the religion of Islam. Some of them were converted back into Islam, but some of them were already there and they did not want to come back to Islam. So the parents, they asked Holy Prophet that should we force them now to bring them back to the religion of Islam after they were converted and after they accepted Islam? The Holy Prophet, and that's Shaykh Mutahri writes that. Shaykh Mutahri said the Holy Prophet stopped them, that it's too late. La ikraha fi din kad tabayyana rushd min al-ghayy. There is no force in deen. You cannot force them now to come back because the time that you were supposed to work on them, you did not pay attention. The time that you're supposed to tell them and give them your religion, you did not work on your children, and now it is too late that you are going to bring them back. So that story gives us a lesson that maybe it's for us, maybe it just falls exact on the state that we are in, the time that we live in. Our children, and especially our adults also, we face and we see so much around us that sometimes people think and they get confused that are we on the right track? Are we on the right path? Who is right? Is really a lot of children, they come and ask, they say, Maulana, how can you prove that Allah is one? And you got to come up with a question. There's nothing wrong to ask a question. Many of the people, they ask questions from Aimma Ahl Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam about the monotheism. Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam. Imam was asked that, Mawla, how can you prove that there is one God? How can you prove the monotheism of Allah, that He is one? And Imam asked him a question. Imam said that, have you ever got a chance that you travel in a sea and you were on a boat and you felt that that boat is not going to take you on the land and you are losing your life? So did you think at that point that there is a power that can save you at that time when you think that there are storms coming in and you are going to lose your life, everybody is going to lose their life? Did you think in your mind at that time that there is a power that if He would like to save me, He can save me? He said, yes, Mawla, I did think that if there is a power, if He would like to save me, He can save me. Imam said that power is known as Allah. So you have to come up with logic. You have to explain that in logic to prove that yes, we believe in one Allah. And He is the one who is Razik. He is the one who is Rabb. He is the one who gives us life. He is Muhyi. He is Mumit. He is Razik. He is Khaliq. And that is Tawheed of the followers of Ahlul Bayt. And that is the Tawheed that Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam. If you read Nahj al-Balagh, Tawheed, the sermons about Tawheed, Amir al-Mu'mineen has described are very clear. And most of the sects have gotten Tawheed from us. Our Tawheed is very much clear. It's crystal clear, the Tawheed of Shia. But if you look at the other school of thought, their Tawheed is not that clear as the Tawheed in Shia. Their Tawheed is something different. The concept about Tawheed, they sometimes believe that on the day of judgment we are going to see Allah right in front of us, and we'll see Allah sitting in a chair. And sometimes when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is throwing people in the hellfire and the hellfire is not going to be filled, so then Allah has to put His own leg into fire and into hell, and then that is not Tawheed of Ahlul Bayt. That is not Tawheed of the followers of Ahlul Bayt. Our Tawheed is very clear. So the reason behind all that is that are we conveying this message to our youngsters? Are we conveying this message to our communities? Are we conveying this message to other school of thoughts, to other masalik, to other believers that what is our Tawheed? Maybe the fault is ours. Maybe we are not successful enough to spread the message. Maybe we're not, maybe there are barriers in between. Maybe there are so many hurdles in between and we cannot convey the message to those people. And that is the reason that those people are not attracted towards the religion of Islam. And sometimes when we are fighting against those people outside the Maktab of Ahlul Bayt, there is so much within the Maktab of Ahlul Bayt, unfortunately. And sometimes you have to, deal with those people who are Shia, and sometimes we think that the beliefs they have are not the beliefs that Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam had taught. There is no taqleed in belief. Taqleed is only in furu'ideen. There is no taqleed in usulideen. You have to use your mind. You have to see the reasoning behind all that. But in usulideen, tawheed, adl, nubuwwat, imamat, qayamat, all these basic beliefs, at least we have to have some knowledge. At least we have to have some understanding. And these are the beliefs that we are going to, answer this question, the very first day in the grave. When you hear talqeen, what is that? Those 6 questions, the very first question, those questions are not about namaz. Those questions are not about our actions. The question that we give talqeen and we let the person know who is leaving us, that you will be asked about these questions. Make sure you prepare yourself and you are going to answer these questions in the grave. But sometimes I think, unfortunately, we are shaking that body and we are telling them that you are going to be asked in the grave, and when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to send angels and they'll ask you, Man Rabbuk, you answer this. When they ask you, Man Nabiyyuk, you answer this. When they ask you, Man Imamuk, you answer this. We shake that body and we let him know. We make sure that he listens, and of course he listens. We make sure that he listens and he understands. But if we would have done some work on alive people, telling the same thing, we would have gotten much better results than we do with the dead body. Right or wrong? Yes. Do we make enough and extra arrangements to let our children know that when in the grave you'll be asked this question, what should be the answer? It's only 6 questions, and those 6 questions are not that it's hard to memorize. No, 6 questions. Man imamuk, man rabbuk, man kitab, ma kitabuk, ma dinuk, ma qiblatuk, man imamuk, man nabiyyuk, man rabbuk. So 6 questions, and then there are some other questions. Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salatu wassalam talks about that. There's a question about namaz, it will also be asked, but later on, there's a question that how did you live your life? There's another question that will be asked. But basic these questions about the beliefs, the aqa'id. And, it's not hard enough to memorize these questions. But let me ask you this, that is this question is one-liner and the answer is also one-liner? We can memorize it. It doesn't take much of our time to memorize these questions and answers. The paper has been disclosed. It's out there. We know what angels are going to ask. It's not that, it's out of syllabus and we don't know the questions, so we can't prepare ourselves. The questions are there. 6 questions, and there's no doubt about it. Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam have disclosed this paper that you'll be asked with this, Man Rabbuk? And the answer is there. The answer is not hard. It's just one-liner. Allahu Jalla Jalaluhu Rabbi. When they ask that who is your Rabb, so we are going to say Allahu Jalla Jalaluhu Rabbi. But let me ask you this, that did we believe in that? And did that one-liner answer is going to be enough? And we will be left alone if we answer this, that Allah is our Rabb? No, it's not going to be just one-liner answer and the angel will say accepted. And they'll give a green check. Or it's not going to be like that. When the angels are going to Man Rabbuk, the answer, there are different theories about that. Some say that the answer is going through your mouth. You are going to speak out there, who is my Rabb? But then some say that that answer is going to come out from your body, from your soul. It's not that you learn that answer and you just replied them that Allah is my Rabb and they say, okay, you pass. It's not going to be like that. If we believe that Allah is our Rabb, then we'll be able to answer that in the grave. But if in this dunya, when we are living in this dunya, the belief wasn't strong, we never believe that Allah is our Rabb. What does Rabb mean? Rabb means the one who takes care of you, the one who nourishes you, the one who is your sustainer, the one who gives you life. Rabb Allah. And in this life, if we believe that no, He is not my Rabb, my job is taking care of me, my boss is taking care of me, my job is nourishing me, my boss is giving me money, so my boss is Rabb, or job is Rabb, or this dunya is Rabb. And if we never ever believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala being Rabb, the answer is not going to come out. So, and then when you go on and on and on, when they are going to ask that Ma Kitabuk, it's not hard to answer that Quran is my kitab. But would we be able to answer this, that Quran is my kitab? We never had time to read Quran. We never had time to recite just one verse of Quran in this life. We had all that time to read everything else, all the magazines and all those special editions and everything on the social media and all those blogs and everything. We had time to read that, but we never had time to recite Quran. Would we be able to answer in the grave that Quran is my book? No, because the angels are going to say, no, you never acknowledge that Quran is my book. The book means that the book that gives you outline how to live life. You never believed in Quran. You were thinking that, your role model is something different. And unfortunately, nowadays, when we don't work on our children and we do not let them know that who Ahlul Bayt are, who are your role models. And sometimes, there's so many problems. Sometimes we see that in our communities, we even let Maulana know, Maulana talk about namaz, Maulana talk about this, Maulana let our children know, to do this and this and this. But have we ever asked Maulana that Maulana let them know how Amir al-Mu'mineen lived his life? Maulana let them know that what was the lifestyle of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Maulana let them know that how generous was Hassan ibn Ali. Maulana let them know that how patient was Hussein ibn Ali. Maulana let them know that Qapi Zainul Abidin, how he used to worship. Maulana let them know that what was the knowledge of Baqir al-Ulum. Maulana let them know what was the services of Jafar al-Sadiq. Maulana let them know that how Hazrat Musa Kazim used to control his anger. So if we are focusing on actions and not focusing on those personalities that we can make them role model and we can see their lifestyle and try to apply their lifestyle and try to copy and try to follow that, then it's not going to do anything. Unfortunately, instead of being those Ahlul Bayt as role model, what are our children's role model today? Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, Drake, and by the way, I just asked one of the youngsters to give me his name that, who are Sallallahu Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. So whose fault is that? Sometimes it's us. We're not delivering the right message. Sometimes it's us. When we talk about the lifestyle of Amir al-Mu'mineen, people come up, Maulana, you are reciting Fazila of Ali ibn Abi Talib. No, we know that. He had lived his life the way he lived. Now we don't need to listen all that, how brave he was, how did he fight in all the battles, how did he kill Marhab, how did he kill Amr ibn Abd. Maulana, we know that. That's in history. Let us know now, today, the current situation and all that. So if we do not relate the lifestyle of Amir al-Mu'mineen and the lifestyle of Ahlul Bayt, how our children are going to be interlinked, how we are going to relate all that. Many of the people, they come up, Maulana, within the school of thought of Shia, and that is so serious and so delicate issue. Maulana, you recited this, that Amir al-Mu'mineen, Rasul said this about Amir al-Mu'mineen, that his status is higher than all the Prophet. How can that be? How can Amir al-Mu'mineen have this much knowledge? How can Ali ibn Abi Talib can do this? How can Ali ibn Abi Talib can do that? So we start doubting about those role models that we're supposed to let our children know. We're supposed to tell our children that these are your role models. Sometimes we start, criticizing those role models, and that's what Amir al-Mu'mineen, and that's what the problem we are facing today. Some people, they have went too far in the love of Ahlul Bayt, and some people are unfortunately so much behind in the love of Ahlul Bayt. And khairul umuri awsatuha, the best way is in the middle. Ahlul Bayt don't want us to move too much forward, and some of them, not Shia, some of them they believe that Ali is their Rabb. Shia don't believe that. Some of them believe that Ali is just like us, like a normal human being. That is not Shia. And Amir al-Mu'mineen had said himself, halaka fihi rajulan muhibbun ghal wa mubghizun qal. Those that who have went too far and elevated my status, and those that who have left behind and they did not recognize us with our attribute. Brother and sister, that's what the problem is. And that it's a very serious issue, and that's what we are facing right now. We have to work on that, on our beliefs. And those beliefs, where are we going to get? In our schools? In our colleges? No. In our hawza? How many of us have time to go to hawza? May Allah bless. Maulana is here today.
those people who are working for religion, they must be appreciated. So how many of us have time and courage so we can send our children to Hawza? Not many. How many of us have time to hire a Maulana to teach our children? Not too many. How many of us are here to read all those books in Arabic, in Persian, or in Urdu about Ahlul Bayt, the lifestyle of Ahlul Bayt? We don't have time. So where are we going to get this religion? Where are we going to get this information? How we are going to learn about the lifestyle of Ahlul Bayt? How? All the sources, we are busy. We are too much busy. Husband and wife, they both are working, no time. Children in school, they are learning something else. And then, in the month of Muharram, it's only 10 days, or in the month of Ramadan, it's 30 days, if we can make it to the center. 10 days of Muharram, we think and we ask Maulana that, work on our children, do this, do that. How much a Maulana can teach the children in 10 days? 365 days a year, we do not even think about religion. We do not even think about all that we're supposed to teach our children. But when the month of Muharram comes and in 10 days, we think Maulana talk about namaz, Maulana talk about this, Maulana talk about that. So sometimes we think that we are at fault. We are not doing our job that we are supposed to do. But let me give you, when we are talking about that, and when we are basically diagnosing the problem, let me give you a prescription also. It's not that I just diagnose that that's the problem we are facing. Let me give you a prescription. And if you, mashallah, doctors are here too. If you go to a doctor and doctor writes a prescription that, you have to take this medicine, leave this food, eat this one, make these changes to your lifestyle. If you go to a doctor and you pay him a good amount of fee, and you take the prescription and come back home and leave the prescription and do not take the medicine, you think your problem, your disease is going to go away? No. So sometimes we diagnose the problem, but we do not act upon the prescription. So let me give you the prescription. So like you all agree, I hope you all agree, our children, when they go to school, they don't learn our religion. They don't learn the lifestyle of Ahlul Bayt, because these subjects are not being taught in our school. They learn about chemistry, zoology, botany, the theories of Archimedes, the theories of Newton, and all that. They are learning over there in school, which is good. MashaAllah, we are proud of our children. Our children should be doctors, lawyers, engineers, a good businessman, successful businessman. Our community, we don't want them to, the whole community to be a Maulana. Sometimes if it is just one and so many problems, believe if how many Maulanas in one community. So we want to keep balance. We don't want so many Maulanas in just one community. But at least we are supposed to teach our children that much religion that they need. Panjam Imam Muhammad Baqir alayhi salatu wassalam. Imam says, Tafakkahu fi deen wa illa antum a'rab. Learn the religion, understand the religion. If you do not do that, if you don't know nothing about your religion, wa illa antum a'rab, you are not a civilized human being. Look, you are like animals, you are not a human being. So to understand the religion, to get the marifah, to learn the religion is our obligation. And so many people here so I was told a story that someone went to a doctor and they're before they give you a paper to write down about your allergies and all about your lifestyle, and there was a section, what is your religion? And he said, what is my religion? He said, I never thought about that. He said, I don't even know what is my religion. He said, what, I don't need my religion. I'm living my life happily. I'm working, I have a job, so I don't need no religion. So some people, they don't even know religion. And unfortunately, because we travel and we go to different places, so much going on with our community. Brothers and sisters, if we close our eyes, if we close our ear, it's not going to solve problem. We have to face them. It's happening. It's happening in this culture. It's happening with our youngsters. What we have learned and the culture that the seniors came from, they had learned so much from their culture when they came in. So these people are already equipped with that knowledge. But the next generation who's coming, did we work the same way that our parents, our forefathers had worked on us? Unfortunately, no. And can you believe that these children, this generation is going to work on their next generation the same way? Unfortunately, no. that it is a fact. It is a fact that it's not going to be the same way. So after 1, 2 or 3 generations, just believe that if someone asks them what is your religion, what is their answer going to be? So brothers and sisters, we have to see that. So let's talk about now the prescription, that how we can solve this issue. The issue is there. So much going on, and I don't want to talk about that too much from member. There are so many sad stories. The parents call us, the parents come to us, Maulana, that would happen to us. My daughter did this, my son did this, Maulana, how I can fix that? And we tell them that it's too late. Now, it's not that Maulana, many people come, Maulana, give us a wazifa, what we can recite that our daughter comes back. Maulana, what I can recite that my son come back. It's too late now. It's not just wazifa that recite Nadi Ali and everything is going to be fixed. No, sometimes you have to work in your home. Sometimes you have to spend time with your family. Nadi Ali is not going to do everything. You have to do something too. We have to put some time. We have to put some efforts in our children. Then we are going to get result. Then Nadi Ali is going to help me. Nadi Ali alone is not going to help me if I enjoy my life, don't spend time with my children and believe them they are going to be Salman and Abu Dhar. No, it's not going to be like that. If I want to see my children like Salman and Abu Dhar, I have to work over them. I have to take some time off. And the brother and sister prescription is, we don't have time to teach our children at home. Sometimes we don't have time to get Maulana from like Najaf or through internet to teach our children. In the school or colleges, no one is teaching them religion. So where we can teach them? What is the place that we can teach them? Brother and sister, this Majlis Hussain ibn Ali alayhi salatu wassalam is the best place that we can teach them our beliefs and our actions, our aqaid and our ibadat. But let me ask you, how many of us think about that? How many of us, we make special arrangements, we let our children know, let's go to the Majlis. Just 10 days of Muharram. 355 days, your children are in some different environment. 10 days of Muharram. And if those 10 days, at least we can learn the attributes of Ahlul Bayt. We can also learn fiqh in here. Because it's not, nobody's going to teach you outside. That is the place. That is the place. If body gets sick, where do you go? You don't go to a university. If someone is sick, where do you go? To a doctor in a hospital. When the body gets sick, you go to a hospital. But when the soul gets sick, where do you go? Our soul gets sick or not? Just our body gets sick? Our soul needs food or not? Do our soul need food? There's a saying in Urdu, I don't know if I can relate that. They say that Musiqi ruh ki ghiza hai. Like this music is food for your soul. It's very common and famous. Musiqi ruh ki ghiza hai. So this music, they say that it's food for your soul. All those who believe in that music is food for your soul, when somebody dies and they want to recite something for that soul, to give food that soul, nobody puts music on and turns music on. All of them, they recite Quran. In the life they were believing music is the food, but when somebody dies and they need to give food to the soul, nobody turns music on and puts music on. So it's a contradiction between what we think and what we know and what we do. So, brothers and sisters, where are we going to do that? Body gets sick, you go to a doctor. You need food, you go to a market, you go shop. But when the soul gets sick, when the soul needs food, where we should go? These Husainiyas, these are centers, are mosques. That is the place that soul is going to get food. That is the place soul is going to be treated. That is the place, if soul needs surgery, we are going to be taking care of that here. That is the place that we reform ourselves. But if we do not go to the doctor, the body is not going to be recovered. We are not going to, take care of us. So brothers and sisters, I would conclude with that. So our beliefs are very, very important. And that is the place, this member, that is the place that we should talk about everything. We should, make sure that when we speak, it's balanced information, attributes of Ahlul Bayt. It's very important. Unfortunately, don't tell Maulana that Maulana too many fazila. We know already. Talk about prayer and talk about this. No, fazilat is important. No, there are three major parts of Majlis Hussain. There are three major parts of Hussainiya when we have program. Number one, in Urdu it's called Shani Ahle Bayt, Fazail Ahle Bayt, Fazilat Ahle Bayt, attributes of Shani Ahle Bayt. Number two, Farmani Ahle Bayt, course of Ahlul Bayt, orders of Ahlul Bayt, teachings of Ahlul Bayt, what they have said for us. And number three, Armani Ahle Bayt, the stories of the situation that they went through, the sorrow of Ahlul Bayt, the sadness. So we have to keep it balanced. But beliefs are the thing that we're supposed to make some special effort and let our children know if their beliefs are strong, believe you me, they'll be successful Muslims in the life. But if the beliefs are not strong enough, if they do not have love of Ahlul Bayt, make them the way, love Allah. You don't need to tell them go pray. If they love Allah, they'll go pray. Make them love Quran. If they love Quran, you don't need to tell them just go and recite a surah or a couple verses. Our children, when they love Quran, they'll go recite Quran. Make special arrangement, let them know, love Ahlul Bayt. Let's put the love of Ahlul Bayt in our hearts and in our children's hearts. If we have love of Ahlul Bayt, then we don't need to tell our children go pray. When he has the love of Ali ibn Abi Talib, he will relate that if my Mawla used to recite 1,000 rakat in one night, how can a Shia of Ahlul Bayt can stay away from namaz? How can a Shia of Ahlul Bayt cannot fast in the month of Ramadan? So, if we have love of Ahlul Bayt in our hearts, if our faiths are strong, then brothers and sisters, let me tell you, it's very clear that our children are safe. Even ourselves, we are safe, we are protected. So the love of Ahlul Bayt with the beliefs that we have to make them strong. We have to make our beliefs strong. And that beliefs are khairul umuri awsatuha. That's what the problem is today. We are not going too much far and we are not going to leave ourselves behind, that we do not get what the Ahlul Bayt alayhimu salatu wasalam have taught us, the way that they lived their life. They went through so much to save the religion for us. This religion has not been saved easily. Ahlul Bayt, they gave their lives. They sacrificed their lives. Sayyid al-Shuhada, he gave his sons. He gave everything that he had. Why? Just to protect this religion. Just to protect this message of Islam. Just to protect the vilayat of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Just to protect the true religion, which is Shia. Ahlul Bayt alayhimu salam have done a lot, brothers and sisters. So, tonight is the second night of Muharram, the second day of Muharram, and that was the day that Sayyid al-Shuhada had arrived in Karbala. I'm not going to take much of your time, brothers and sisters. When Sayyid al-Shuhada got into the land of Karbala, the narration says that the horse that he was riding, that horse just stood right there. He did not move. And Sayyid al-Shuhada changed 6 horses. He got on the other one. Maybe he's tired. He changed his ride. The second horse did not move again. Sayyid al-Shuhada asked Hazrat Abul Fazl, bring me another horse. Third horse, he didn't move. 6 horses, Sayyid al-Shuhada changed, but no one moved from the land of Karbala. Imam al-Hussein said, there must be a reason behind it, why my horses are not moving from this land. Go and call the people who live around. The people were called, and Sayyid al-Shuhada asked them, what is the name of this land? What do you call this land? Because he knew it what is going to happen. Yeah, Ayyu Mawdin Hawdihi. What is the name of this land? Someone came, Ya Aba Abdullah. This is known as Shatul Furat. He asked, is there another name for this land? Someone else came, yes, this is known as Nainawa. Sayyid al-Shuhada asked, is there another name? Someone said, yes, this is also known as Wazriya. Then Imam Hussein asked, no, there must be another name. Someone came and said, yes, this place is also known as Karbala. Allah Rasul Imam Hussein heard this, raised his hand, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min karbin wa bala. Then Imam Hussein said, Ya Abul Fadl, यही वो जगह है ask someone to come down from their right. Place your tents above us. This is the place that will be buried. Mahallam Kuburana. This is the place that will be buried. Azadaro Imam al-Hussein called some of the people of Bani Asad. Imam al-Hussein bought that land, purchased that land, 60,000 dinar, and then called them and asked the men of that community, Banu Asad, I'm purchasing this land. I give it back to you. I do it hiba to you. But remember, one day I would have needed help for you from you. One day that I'll be here, you have to come and help me. Imam al-Hussein told them everything what is going to happen and asked them that you have to come and just bury those bodies. Then Imam al-Hussein asked the women of that community, Imam asked them that, oh ladies of Bani Asad, maybe your men get afraid. Maybe they couldn't do that. So you have to come and try to bury, because it is not allowed for women. Just dig something, not a grave, but just dig something and bury us over there. Then Imam al-Hussein asked the children, Ya Aba Abdullah, asked the children of that community. Imam al-Hussein said, oh the children of Bani Asad, maybe your parents get busy, maybe your parents don't do that. I request you to come and look at our body. Take a handful of sand and start putting on our body. It is going to be a game for you and will be buried. Azadaro, then Imam asked them. Imam said three wasiyat, and one was that O Bani Asad, my Shias are going to come here for my ziyarah. Ya Aba Abdullah, Ahl Bayt. Oh believers, brother and sister, you go for ziyarah. Maybe Allah bless you all to go for ziyarah Karbala. You think about your Mawla, you think about your Imam, you think about your master. You go there to say salam to Abi Abdullah. But do you know how much he thought about you? How much he thought about you on the day that he landed in Karbala? He said, oh Bani Asad, my Shia, my Zahirin are going to come here. I urge you to take care of them for 3 days. Make them your guest. Take care of their food and drink. Azadaro Maula knew that my Zahirin are going to come. Azadaro, after the tents were placed, after Bibi Zainab went into her tent, she started crying and came out from her tent. Ya Aba Abdullah. She asked Maula Abul Faz, Ya Abul Faz, I want to see my brother Hussein. Where's my brother Hussein? Hazrat Abul Faz went to Imam al-Hussein. Sayyidah Zainab is calling you in the tent. Imam al-Hussein walked into the tent of Sayyidah Zainab. She was crying. Imam asked the reason. Ya Ukhti Zainab, why are you crying? Bibi Zainab said, oh my dear brother, since we have came into this place, I hear someone crying. I hear some lady crying here. That bothers me. Who is the lady? Imam al-Hussein said, Ya Ukhti Zainab, it's no other but her mother Fatima Zahra. Oh, she is crying. My son Hussein is going to be killed here in the land of Karbala. Allah la'natullah ala al-qawm al-zalimin wa sayalamu alladhina zalamu ayyamun kalabin yankalibun. Matabi Hussein.